Welcome to King Lizzard on Xbox One with Forza Motorsport 6 Rivals DLC action, and this time my car of choice is from the recently released Hot Wheels Car Pack DLC. I'm driving today the 2016 Chevrolet Camaro Super Sport. Quite a handful, this beast. So out of the box, as in a stock car, this is a B578 class vehicle, rear wheel drive. Speed of 6.9, handling of 4.9, acceleration of 8.1 and braking of 4.8. So on this run I'm driving the car stock with no tunes, no upgrades, in the interest of seeing how this car will perform on Road America's East Circuit, which is a 2.19 mile track. Now obviously once I've done this run I'll jump into it with a tune. To be honest, at B578 there's not going to be a whole lot I'm going to get done to this car, I don't think. So where I'm going to get any massive difference in time afterwards will be interesting to see. But coming up to the end of the first lap here, let's see how we're doing. This is quite a tricky car to drive, to be honest, and I did find it, really tough to take on some of the corners. I found myself over accelerating quite a bit and just kicking that back end out quite frequently. Quite a tough car to drive, but a nice drive once you get used to it. So after that run, that brought me in untuned at 1 minute 15 seconds .373, and that brought me into the top 18% of the world, 2,105th out of 11,788 other drivers. Not too bad. Top 18%, I kind of live with that at the moment. Obviously what I've done now is I've tuned the car, and this is my second run as a B600 class vehicle. But I'll be honest, in terms of statistics, there wasn't a great deal of change in any of this car's handling specifics. Obviously there's been a bit of improvement, but not enough to make a change on some of the markers. So it'll be interesting to see how I come out. Now initially I did manage to pull in a 1 minute 14 in this vehicle with the B600 class, so I only managed to reel in a second by upgrading to B600, but as I said before, there's only 22 points in it, so there's not a whole lot to play with. Now what I did next was I turned on ABS and I turned on TCS in the interest of seeing if that would improve my time, and by doing that I managed to reel in a 1 minute 13 seconds and .157. so in the end I managed to get an increase of 2 seconds out of this tune, albeit I did have to switch on some of the assist to do so. And that basically took me from the top 18% all the way down to the top 8%. So 10% improvement, which is pretty cool. And that placed me 2,321st, yep, you heard me right, out of 27,701 players. So basically during the course of me making this video, a huge number of players hit this playlist, so it literally must have just gone live at the time I set this video off. So initially when I started this out there were 11,788 players. Half an hour later we're talking 27,701 players, so big difference in the number of players I was competing against. So, but not a bad drive. It's a good car. It is a little tricky without assists on, I'll be honest. It's not as bad as some of the other cars in its class without assists, but it's it's still quite a tough drive. But if you can persevere with it, it's quite a rewarding experience. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again soon with more on King Lizzard's Game Lounge. Please remember to rate and subscribe.